Hey everybody, John Felt here, and this is the Blue Water Outlook Weekly Weather Briefing for May 2nd, 2021. Well, right now we have this weather system that's going to be skirting the southeast U.S. It's going to be a rain and storm producer, including some really heavy rain. And then we have a second system behind it, and then we're going to switch it out to a cool and stable air mass over a large part of the nation. Now, last week we got some needed rain, a whole lot. We also got record hail down in Texas, and that pushed up through Arkansas, or Oklahoma, Arkansas, and then diminished a bit into the Ohio River Valley. It also extended up into parts of the very dry northeast U.S. So much of the rain was beneficial in these areas. However, we also, as is expected this time of year, got a lot of heavy rain. Now, the southeast U.S. was really dry, which wasn't a bad thing because there's been plenty of rain in that area. On the other hand, the western U.S. was also very dry. That was not a good thing because it's been very dry in that area. So temperatures across the nation last week were mainly above normal. That's any areas in yellow. And actually the darker shades in the red were well above normal. So we're trying to pull up some dew points ahead of this next system. You can see we have 50, 60, and even 70 degree dew points. That'll be feeding the potential for some very heavy rain. Now, rivers are generally running normal or below normal over many parts of the country. Below normal is red, normal is green, but where we had that really heavy rain in Texas, especially smaller tributaries are running quite high, and a couple spots in the northeast U.S. And again, that corresponds with the heavy rainfall. So we're going to have this week, we're going to have sort of a double-barreled system here. This will be the first one at the current time. This will be the next one right behind it. And you can see by Tuesday, here's the second system, and it digs a broad trough over the central U.S. So what we'll have is we'll have a ridge in the west, ridge in the east, and it'll be associated with warmer temperatures. And then in the middle part of the nation, this broad trough here, and that'll be associated with cooler temperatures. But it's going to reverse by the end of the week and next weekend, where we're going to have a trough in the east and the west and a ridge pushing up. So sort of a reversal of temperatures as we go through the middle part of the week into late week and next weekend and into week 2. And you can see that here a bit as the blue here, the really cool temperature anomalies, gradually diminish as we get into week 2. It looks like parts of the western U.S. are going to up. So where will the action be this week? Well, a couple bands here. One is in the southeast U.S., including Mississippi, Alabama, parts of Georgia, and another area from Missouri up into the Ohio River. Everywhere else from precipitation, it looks pretty quiet week. In some ways, this looks somewhat similar to last week, and it also looks somewhat similar to a La Nina pattern, a La Nina spring. Now take a look for your area, the 6 to 10 and the 8 to 14 day outlooks, and temperature up on the top and precipitation on the bottom. Now I know there's been a little bit of hint in week 2 for the central U.S. to be wet. Again, this is pretty similar. If you remember me talking about La Nina, the Ohio River Valley, Middle Mississippi, and the Ohio River Valley looks wet. And that looks like that could be the case as we get into week 2. So as far as threats go, right now it's a slight risk, but there is a risk for the next 3 days until these fronts clear the area. You can see here's today, here's day 2, and here is day 3. And then with that, we also have a chance of some excessive rain in spots, so expect rises on tributaries. So it looks like the next couple days will be active over parts of the middle and southeast U.S. with a frontal boundary passing through. Behind that, it'll probably quiet down through the middle and latter part of the week with stable and cooler air over much of the nation. That's this week's briefing. Have a great week.